Thank you very much, Ben, for that introduction. And I was going to say, growing up in Columbus, it's about 50-50 Cincinnati, Cleveland, and I'm definitely on the good side of that 50%. Thank you to everybody for coming today and for all the sponsors here. Obviously, without your support, I don't have a job, and our tour doesn't exist, and we don't have tournaments in the great city of Cleveland. And like you touched on, Ben, it's nice to have the Cleveland Open back on the schedule. With the likes of Arnold Palmer winning the first one, and the names go on, but to be included in that would be an honor for anybody. And it's great to see the tournament come back on the schedule.
Great. I'm just going to ask Chris just a question just to share with us, kind of his experience in 2014 playing on the Web.com tour, where he's played, where this tour goes, and kind of the caliber of play on the tour.
Sure, yeah. So far we've had, I think, 6 or 7 tournaments this year, and 5 of them have been in South America or Central America. So we usually start our season internationally, and then we come back and play domestically in the summertime once the weather, turns for the better. It was funny, Kevin picked me up this morning at the hotel, and he said, "We're here for a golf media day, and it's snowing out." It doesn't seem normal, but my experience has been great on the Web.com tour the last couple of years. As Ben alluded to earlier, I had my PGA Tour card in 2010, and I did not play on the Web.com tour before that. I played on the mini tours, the NGA tour, and some other smaller third-level tours before graduating to the PGA Tour. So I never had experience on the Web.com tour, and it definitely showed. I mean, I got whipped around pretty good out there on the PGA Tour with those guys, and I wasn't prepared for what that was going to be like. So having experience on the Web.com tour is definitely necessary for anybody who wants to sustain a career on the PGA Tour. And like you said, the level of play, on the Web.com tour is extremely high, and there's not a whole lot of difference between that and the PGA Tour, as you can see with results from guys who are on the PGA Tour now.
So, for people in here that don't know, the Web.com tour is the path to the PGA Tour. It's the only way to qualify for the PGA Tour. 25 cards at the end of the regular season are given out to the Web.com tour members, and then 25 more cards are given during a 4-event playoff schedule at the end of the year. And Chris, can you just talk about how the season-long experience on the Web.com tour in preparation for the PGA Tour, how you approach that as a player?
Sure, yeah. Well, when I got my PGA Tour card in 2010, I went through Q School, which they've now changed the format for, and the only way to get to the PGA Tour is through the Web.com tour. So in 2010, I had a hot streak of a couple months, and I played really well, and definitely earned my status out there. But on the other side of the coin, having a season-long qualifying system, if you will, definitely probably prepares you more and pulls the best players from this tour to play on the PGA Tour. And I think it's a great system they have. I think having to play over 21 regular season tournaments and then the newly adopted 4 playoff events creates a lot of excitement, as the FedEx Cup has for the PGA Tour. It's a smaller version of that almost.
That's great. Chris, have players, now that Cleveland is a new event on the Web.com tour, have some of your players been talking about Cleveland or talking about Lakewood Country Club?
Yeah, absolutely. Everybody's, not a lot of players, including myself, have played Lakewood before, but we've heard great things. We don't play a whole lot of old school golf courses out there. We were talking earlier, but having a 1921 Tillinghast golf course definitely will give us some variety on our schedule. And I think it's the only Tillinghast in the state of Ohio. And with having a new clubhouse this year and everything, all the facilities will be top notch, without a doubt. Everybody's looking forward to seeing the layout and having an old school golf course, I think, to throw into the rotation.
Well, that's great, Chris. Thank you very much for your comments today. Chris will be available for questions